Alright. The God Hand Changeling is back at it again. Here to gently slap people to death with my magical powers, because apparently that's what this game is now. Like, okay, we understand from previous playthroughs that nothing is real, you know. The entire town is a figment of the imagination of two children who are in turn figments of the imagination of the game developers, because this game is the most fourth wall breaking thing I've ever witnessed. However, I still was not expecting this straight up, like, hey, Clara's just like a god sort of plot that we've sort of stumbled onto, but you know, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, honestly. It's a very cool twist to the formula, and I can't wait to see how this plays out. I don't know where I'm going right now, though, unfortunately. The Ripper carried the dying woman off to his left. Oh. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be Anna Angel's house, although that does make sense, actually. Because in Dankovsky's campaign, Anna Angel had a wounded man show up at her house, and I believe he just died there in that campaign, and we just had to sort of hide the body for her. So that is apparently the same man that Barak healed in his campaign, and I'm going to go slap in my campaign. It's like, it's crazy how it's like the same events, but they play out differently each time. I guess that's not that crazy, but it's interesting at least. Like, I expected either everything to play out like as in a single timeline, or everything to just be drastically different and not have any sort of attention to that sort of continuity, but it sort of reached like a interesting compromise, a sort of halfway point that I actually kind of like. Kind of like how they're doing it. I didn't really pick up on it quite so much between the first two campaigns because I was less sort of tuned in on the plot, especially on the first playthrough, and more just focusing on trying not to die horribly, because not dying it's a challenge in Pathologic. It is a challenge. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Do you have anything worth trading for? How do you catch the unseen cat? I invited the bachelor to have a look at the unseen cat, but I know he won't come. He doesn't seem to understand us at all. Is it true that he's very smart? Intelligence is relative. Often the voice of reason tangles the ways of fate, whereas the heart always leads you down the right path. Can we trade? Yeah, we can trade. Okay, you only sell bullets. I think I knew that about you. It's just it's been a couple months since I played this game, so I need to sort of relearn a couple things, like specifically who trades for what. It's alright, my brain doesn't retain information very well. Oh. Well, this is surprising. Madam Angel?
Why is he interrogating the bound? That big city snake.
What do you want from me? Are you looking for shelter too? Ah, you're so pretty. What's your name? Anna Angel. When I was small, it's what they called me for my beautiful singing voice. And what's your name? Clara. I didn't get any nicknames when I was a child because I couldn't sing at all.
Paint is peeling off me. So ugly.
It would seem that I haven't lived in this house long enough for the walls to protect me. First that wretch bursts in and bleeds on my carpet, then a certain bachelor drops by, and here he is already acting like he owns the place. I thought you liked the bachelor. I guess everyone was a bit two-faced. And this is your house? In a manner of speaking, to a degree that I feel used to be a great deal higher. God, why is this world filled with predators? Wherever you run from coast to coast, no place is safe from them. They murder, they rape, they tear apart, they threaten, they destroy. There are good people too. Are there? Look over, Look over, there's kind people for you. The bachelor giving orders like he's entitled to me. What could I tell him? All I can do is stay silent, swallowing my tears. And do you know why this is so right, my girl? Listen, the law is not on our side. The law? Shh, yes, you and I are outlaws. The law is a grindstone, heavy as a bell, inexorable and persistent. You need a certain amount of power to stand up to it. But where do you get it? And so many of us here don't really have a choice. We're doomed to be victims. Why are you counting me among them? You know, I recognized you at once, I did. Aren't you being persecuted? Aren't you being called a thief? Haven't you had the words shabnak, turnskin, man-eater thrown in your face? Haven't they looked for bones under your skin or dropped swevery juice in your eyes? Psst, quiet, he's listening. Speaking of he, hello, Mr. Dankovsky. The blood-covered tramp is not who I'm looking for. He's not complicit in Simon's death. At any rate, he's about to kick it no matter if I help it along or not. I'm done here. No, wait, a lot of points of Simon having been murdered by a girl, and this dirt on her clothes. I suppose I ought to interrogate you. One wonders if you have an alibi. Wait, he's not dead yet, is he? No, but he will be soon. He's lost too much blood and only a miracle could revive him. I can work miracles. Curious. And how do you go about doing that? I lay my hands on someone in pain and they're brought back to life. So not only are half the people here psychics, turns out the other half are faith healers. What kind of town is this? What kind of a time? I've been transported to the Middle Ages. I presume you can demonstrate your art right here in front of me? I can. Watch. This is going to go badly, isn't it? Oh. Then again. Don't know what that hand gesture was. Looked like she was opening a little music box or something, but there was nothing in her hands. I don't like how her fingers bend backwards. That was a bit upsetting. I did it! You're healed. Don't feel like chatting? You're just fine repeatedly resetting your animation every time I interact with you? You people look a bit shocked. Did I not just do a good thing? How did you manage that? I've had this gift as long as I can remember. Unbelievable. I myself sometimes find it hard to believe what I'm capable of. Are you some kind of a saint? I'm a miracle worker. So who's the killer? How do I find them? This is getting plain right diabolical. I'll tell you something, if I find something out.
Why is he interrogating the bound, that big city snake?
So you can heal with your hands, for real? Yes. And you could cure any disease? I don't know, it's not I who heal, it's the power that chose me as an instrument. I did what I came to do. Consider me successful. I guess we'll just, return to our good patrons over at the Sabarov household. This is definitely not the way there, but I've committed to walking in this direction now, and it'll be kind of awkward if I turned around in front of all these people, so we're just gonna pretend we wanted to take the scenic route along by the canal. Ah, look at the water. Look how gentle it is. I don't know which of this fine couple I'm returning to. I guess both of them will probably have something to say on the matter, so we'll start from this side. Start with big Mrs. K. Special K, I like to call her. As of right now.
It is as if my temples were pierced with needles. Do something.
Now look here, since you're holding the threads of life in your wondrous hands, I'm going to entrust you with several people. They are all wicked people, their souls are as black as soot. Each one of them is either an avowed evildoer or hiding a sinister secret. You must take care of them. Of course I'll take care of them. After all, who's more in need of care than those rejected by everyone? They'll get their own chance to serve a good cause too, won't they? Trust me, I know I can see into the future. The sinners who I will now name will be of use to you in due time. In what way I don't know, but I know that they will be. The likelihood is fairly great, so make sure that they live. Unless you yourself see it more fit that they die. Is this agreed? Agreed, if I'm able to do it, that is. And now hear me. All I have told you is between you and I alone. Don't say a word about anything. Most importantly, keep it from my husband. I thought you had no secrets from each other. He is not his own master, he is a ruler, a man of duty. 2 men are living inside him. It will drive him insane to find out that I have charged you with taking care of those whose his duty dictates he should suspect, indict, and execute. He trusts my premonitions too much. But what am I to do then? You can never misstep, for every action you take is governed by supreme justice. Decide as your nature tells you. Listen to your feelings. I can't promise you anything, but I'll be mindful of your request. May I have a look at them? Bad grief. Reuben. Aspity. Yulia. Anna Angel. Alexander. Katerina. Lara. And the foreman of the abattoir. It's an unlikely one, isn't it? Not much I can do about him, but I'll do my best.
Shh. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. I feel that you were sent to us by destiny itself. Who are the mistresses? Women who weave time into threads of power. They let power go through them, and then they let the threads back out. Even as men are building a town from wood and stone, the mistresses weave its soul from intangible substances. The joys and the sorrows, the epiphanies and the lethargies, the feelings, the inspirations, that is the yarn that the mistresses spin. I think I understand. It feels familiar. Know all about the mistresses and their strange uncanny powers. It just seemed just like women in general in this setting are just magical for no reason. It has vague incel vibes, honestly. Hello.
So the Kynes compel Bachelor to destroy the murderer. They must be joking.
Indeed, you look more like a messenger from above than a spawn of the earth. I have fulfilled your request. I hailed a man in the mansion to the south of yours. A menacing-looking scientist in a snakeskin coat oversaw it. He calls himself the Bachelor. And that is excellent. A first-hand account from the visiting Bachelor will carry more weight with the Kynes than anything else. You'll probably side with them, seeing as the dearly departed Simon meant so much to him. And you, do you know this man? I met him yesterday. He made a good impression on me. A determined, clever and honest man. But he seemed to immediately despise me. Don't worry, his opinion of you, whatever it may be, will not influence mine. Really? I trusted you even before that. Do not be offended by these tests. What I do not on my own behalf, but on behalf of the people entrusted to my care. I will most likely give you one more task. Just allow me to pause and compose my mind first. I'm considering what would be the best approach to the matter. Tell me when you're clear.
I've got a firm hand.
You do have a firm hand, you're right. Here is a new task for you. It didn't take me long to think it up. Some children had a giggle and suddenly it popped into my brain. It is said that someone resembling you has murdered our town's father, Simon Kane. But now I am sure that the Kanes are not telling the whole truth, and that the murder story was invented to conceal something grim that they know about, or suspect. But you are a ruler. Why do you speak of the Kanes as though they're more powerful than you? The Kanes are the family with which everything began here. Their radiant blood has preserved the memory of ancient magic since the time of the epics. They are the descendants of heroes who had fashioned the world out of their own flesh, who had created talking beasts and stretched chains of fire from sea to sea and built sky-high towers in a single night. Such arts are pertinent to demons, not humans, or rather to half-human sorcerers who are best part beast or part malicious element. I never said they were like that. I said they had descended from such beings. It's a figure of speech. The Kanes are every bit as human as the Sabarovs, and yet there is still within them a spark of the flame that burned in deities and heroes born into a mythical era. Why have you brought them up? The town is now governed by the Sabarov-Oglimsky Kane triumvirate. I fear that driven by their desire to avenge Simon, the Kanes... I don't know why I almost said the gays then. I don't know where that came from. The gays could try to shift the balance of power. It's like something you'd hear on Fox News, isn't it? Jesus Christ. The Kanes could try and shift the balance of power. Their tyranny... I'm only hearing it in that context now. Their tyranny could usher in an era of madness. I don't want that to happen, but I need to be sure before I can confront the Kanes. And that is where you can help me. How? You will go to the Crucible. It's in the upper part of town, called the Stone Yard. Go to Georgi, charm him with your hypnotic powers, and find out what's behind Simon's death. It's a dangerous mission, but an important one. If you succeed, I'll reward you generously, Clara. Alright, I'll give it a try. Fuck it. You do, however, need more than just to look into a person's eyes in order to make them speak the truth and answer your every question. You need their consent. That's right, I ask directly if they consent, and their mind approaches mine only if they say yes. But I must know the person's real name and a secret fact from their life. What for? That's how I unlock a soul. Well then go to Katerina, she will tell you about Georgi. You are not indeed as simple as you seem. That's... I know he means it in like, you're not as straightforward as you seem, but... simple means a lot of things, right? He basically just said, hey, maybe you're not as dumb as you look. It's strange that you have revealed a secret to me. Have you not been tempted to use your skills on me? Why would I? You're helping me, so I have nothing to hide from you. Alright, Katerina, then my exhaustion is creeping up and I probably will have to sleep relatively soon, but we can probably push through a little bit longer, especially if it just means a walk across town and a quick chat with Georgi and back. Hopefully we can get all that boxed off without having to have a little nappy. We will see though.
My eyes look just like buttons, don't they?
Yes, they do. I feel that you are sent to us by destiny itself. Alexandra has tasked me with finding out the truth about Simon's death from Georgi. It makes me feel uneasy. But why would he give you so difficult a task, my child? He is well aware that the Kanes, blinded by fury, are looking for the mysterious man-eater who supposedly murdered Simon. In their anger, they are missing the obvious, but such is that family's way. Even our protection may be of no use. I'm under protection of a power that will make any ruler's army beat a retreat. Perhaps, but Georgi will never speak to you, will he? Or do you wield such power over people that you can make him talk? Now I have no such power, but cunning will become the solution where power can't. If you help me, I can make him answer questions. And how will you find out the truth? How will you make him reveal it? I would call a person by their real name twice and say the words such and such. I know of you this. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? If the answer is yes, then it's done. Why I know of you this? It feels like part of the phrase is omitted. It is. You really have to know a secret about the person, which it would stun them to hear, but the secret must be true, of course. For example, you can say, Anna, oh Anna, I know of you this. You kidnapped a child. What's that supposed to mean? Why did you say that? That's just an example. Is it? Anna Angel didn't kidnap a child though, right? She may have murdered her patrons and stolen the willows from them, but I don't remember anything about her kidnapping a child. I don't think so. I might have forgotten that bit. It's entirely possible. That's just an example. Do you know any secrets concerning Georgi Kane? Yes, I will teach you. First of all, call him the judge. Do not call him Georgi at first. The Kanes are clever, and he may immediately become suspicious. If you want to stun him with a secret, try to say, you never loved Simon, and you are no twin of his. He will be taken aback. Thank you. Thank you. But it's not Georgi that you should be wary. I feel the Kane's plot was conceived in a different mind. It all comes from Maria, who is about to challenge my position of a mistress. Sorry, I had to do a little quiet burp there. My lunch is repeating on me. But do you not think... You really needed to know that, didn't you? You needed to know that fact about me. Hey, I'm passing wind right now. There is gaseous build-up in my intestinal tract. But do you not even think of approaching her yet. She's very dangerous. Your formula will not work on someone who has a mistress's abilities. Alright, I'll follow your advice. I won't fuck with Maria, that's fine. I know Maria's got some crazy shit going on. Some crazy shit that I never quite nailed down at the tail end of Dankovsky's campaign. There was a quest that I failed. Something about her becoming a ghost or whatever. It seemed like, from what I could piece together, that she was essentially a conduit. She was possessed by her mother, Nina, I want to say, her spirit. In order to return her to life, Like the Canes only have control of their bodies for so long, and then like their ancestors' spirits like possess them and return to life and continue their whatever it is they were doing. Let's barter. Okay, you have Meridorm. That's a bit more interesting. We'll trade for that. We'll trade for that happily. I have a few bits and pieces actually. Started with some food and some healing supplies. That's pretty nice. Neither of the other characters did. Probably means I'm gonna need them, but... Oh, who's this up ahead? What do we have here? There's no way in hell I'll be able to afford a Schmauder offer if she's got one, but... worth trying to pick up anyway if I can. Still taller than her at least. Yeah, nothing in there. It's weird that Clara calls her Pumpkin as well. It seems like all the characters innately call that character Pumpkin, and I'm not quite sure why. You have nothing. What good are you? I've got enough water to trade with the drunk now. Don't think I checked these bins. Maybe I did. Or maybe there's just nothing in them, who's to say? I don't think I've got much worth trading with you, pal, but we'll have a quick look anyway. Yeah, just bullets. Just bullets. Quite happy without the bullets right now. I might be quite happy without the bullets full stop, because, I don't know, it just seems weird to me that Clara, as a character, would use a gun. It's not even necessarily that she's like a teenage girl or whatever, like, that's not... In a world such as Pathologic, the fact that a teenage girl would shoot someone isn't that far-fetched. But she's just like such a... innately like... not even a pacifist necessarily, but she uses tricks and tactics more than like just blowing someone's face off with a fucking shotgun, you know what I mean? Do you take the pocket watch trades for 3? That's actually... yeah, fuck it. Alpha tablets are not worth trading here, honestly, but I'll take them, I guess, just because I want the Meridorm. Did I not? No, I did get the Meridorm. For some reason I didn't think I got it then. I thought I just traded a pocket watch for a single alpha tablet, and that made me a bit upset, but... hunger's getting high as well. I should probably eat something. I'm gonna have to be on the lookout for some more supplies pretty soon by the looks of it. Food-wise at least. My medicine supply's not doing too bad. Got enough stuff to keep me alive for a little while. I don't know why I'm going this way. We want to go into this compound, don't we? Always forget what this area is called. I know this side of the river is called the Stone Yard, but they keep giving this sort of section where these 3 buildings are a name. The Cane Manor a name, but it will not stick in my brain for the fucking life of me. Georgi. Sorry, the judge. Hello.
Hopefully, Vlad will call Ripper's bluff. The murderer claims to be Burak's son.
All incorrect, but at least you're trying. What's this now? Here's an unexpected visitor indeed. I can't believe what I'm seeing. There's so much anguish in your eyes, so much pain. You do look like a regular human being on the outside. I'd like to help, if my help is needed here, of course. I can work miracles. That's not uncommon around here. And do you know that a person greatly resembling you in appearance is wanted for murder committed by supernatural means? I do. But don't be in a hurry to call the guards. I'm not guilty, and there's proof of that.
I have a heartache.
I must say, if it were up to me, I'd have you executed without further ado. You owe your life to the bachelor in a way, for he told us that although there is little doubt left that you are a changeling spawned by the steppe, the shape you assumed when you visited upon him was unexpectedly uncharacteristic of any demon he knows of. What are you talking about? You laid your hands on a mortally wounded man and brought him back to life, calling on the holy powers to bear witness. Your demeanour was, so they say, like that of a miracle worker, or even a saint of sorts. Is this so? I only bring goodness into the world, such is my nature. All the same, I don't believe you. Perhaps you claim to have an evil twin? So which one of you two is the real one, and which is the changeling? I've done the honest thing and come before you, so you can see for yourself. Why'd you come to me, fearsome child, posing as a miracle worker? I wanted to ask you something about Simon, the late ruler. Is that so? Very well, I'll lend you my ear, but no sooner than you have met Maria, my niece. Let her look at you with her own eyes and tell me who you are, and how I should treat anything you tell me. Alright, where do I find her? Can I loot your house? You got anything good? It's weird that I could loot that one cupboard, but it didn't even have anything in it. Is it like I can only loot certain stuff that's like out of line of sight of the character or something? Like, yeah. I mean, I was warned against speaking to Maria, but it really doesn't seem like I have much choice right now. I feel like if I just yelled, "I won't go," and ran out the building, that probably wouldn't have got me very far, right? What's up?
It came from below the ground. For many years, we were burying the bones wrong.
Does she just like straight up know what's going on with the disease? Like, even at this point, before the disease is even like identified? She is a mistress after all. Your face looks familiar. Perhaps you've seen my sister. We look exactly like each other. I know who you are. I just can't quite get a grasp of your essence. Where people have a soul, you have a black pit. What name have you chosen for yourself? I have chosen the name Clara, same as my sister's.
Why can't I move on my own?
What is it? Georgi advised me to seek your counsel, Maria, on whether I'm worthy of asking him questions. Why should I? He wants to know how dangerous my supernatural abilities are. Your abilities? Fine sort of a mistress. Well, let me look at you then. Let me listen to you carefully. What is he getting so nervous about? I don't know. He demanded that I be examined by you. How touching. Since when has this place become a hospital reception room? An elderly doctor's sending a patient for examination. Shall I write you a prescription? I guess there's no need. Just say the words, I'll let him know. I suppose I was too quick to laugh at you. Let me see. You seem as though you were two people. You are walking a lie. But you shouldn't be killed yet. Everything depends on how this day ends. I'll have them tell Uncle to talk to you. Let him answer your questions. Goodbye, Maria. This day's gonna end great. Just you watch. By the end of the day, I won't have achieved anything probably, but the other two will have achieved enough. They will have identified what's going on with this whole shebang, and I will have, I don't know, impressed the Sabarovs, I guess. That's my goal right now.
I can feel you're a menace, child.
So, my dear guest, Maria wishes to say that. Maria has already said all that she wished to say. Don't be surprised, you wanted to ask me something, did you not? Feel free to ask. See, I was told not to call him by name, but then this spell won't work, will it? So I have to call him by name. Georgi, oh Georgi, I know of you this. You don't like Simon. And you were no twin of his. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? Ask away. Dope, we're in. Do you know who murdered Simon? No. Deep inside, you know he wasn't murdered by anyone, don't you? Yes. What's more, you're sure of it, right? No. Why have you ordered everyone to search for the murderer? If there is a murderer, they must have no chance to escape. Why are you afraid they'd escape? No human being could have killed Simon. He was killed by a creature of supernatural powers. And you want to know what the creature looks like? No, I want to know what power it wields. And now, answer my final question. Will any of the Canes benefit from his death? No. None of us will be able to advance and sustain the town the way Simon did, and if his death was not a tragic accident but the ruling of some remorseless law, it will mean that our family's entire cause has been condemned. The town will perish. Sleep. Poor old man, let some sleep soothe him at least a little.
Few people know death.
My heart is beating something horrible. How could something this terrifying ever happen? I can go back to the rod now. Then I shall. Should have time to get back there just in time to sleep the rest of the day away, probably. If there is a follow-up quest, I suppose I can go buy some coffee beans, perhaps. I don't know if have I got any money? No, I don't really have any money. That's going to become an issue, I think. Dankovsky had the benefit of just getting absolutely fucking loaded at the start of his story, right? I believe he entered town with some money, and in like the first 2 or 3 days he just did a bunch of quests where people were just throwing like, here's $5,000 for looking into a building and stuff. Like, they were very generous with the cash around Dankovsky. Artemy, less so, but at least he had the opportunity to like make his own drugs and stuff, which was something. I think I'm going to have to lean very heavily, unless, you know, the Sabarovs start paying me a decent salary for the work I'm doing. Which is possible, they're rich people. But failing that, I'm going to have to lean into using my magical healing hands to murder knife men an awful lot in this campaign, I think. An awful lot. Which is going to be fun, something to look forward to. How's my health doing, by the way? I always, for some reason, forget which button it is to bring up the screen. It takes me forever. Immunity's dropping a bit. Hunger could use work. Infection's fine. Yeah, it's really just exhaustion I need to care about right now. Keep my eyes open for a drunk as well. Later on, it will become less of an issue, but for now, it will be really helpful to stock up on medical supplies. There's one. Conveniently, and there's so many of these little fucking Schmauder girls, but I don't have enough stuff to trade with one right now, so it's just going to be a miserable experience if I find one. What is wrong with you? What is the point of a drunk who doesn't carry bandages at all times? What purpose do they have on this earth? I should healing hands them to death right now. Expunge them from this reality. Seriously? Actually though? Is this like a reputation thing? Is it a reputation? Does people's inventories, trading inventories increase when you increase your reputation? Is that a possibility? I'm going to the wrong side of this building. Actually, it's the still mechanics of this game that I don't really understand, but it's kind of fine. That's kind of acceptable.
So the Kynes compel Bachelor to destroy the murder.
An air of
They must
mystique.
be joking.
Indeed, you look more like a messenger from above than a spawn of the earth. I've talked to Georgi. He answered my questions. Have you heard the news about the plague already? The Bachelor has found the real murderer. An epidemic is spreading in the town. I feel the Canes will not be happy with this turn of events, so tell me one thing. Did Georgi know what his brother and patron died of? No, he's convinced that no natural cause could possibly have ended his brother's life. He is sure there is a murderer, however indirect their methods may be. I see, sounds typical of him. Here's what all of it means. I'm going to talk to the Bachelor. Now that the murderer has been found, no one will dare continue the search of the man-eater. For a while. But the Canes will not abandon their version so easily. And there's another danger. The mob. A danger to whom? To you, Clara, or more specifically to your sister. If the epidemic does begin, and I see nothing that could prevent that, the search for Simon's killer will very soon turn into a search for the one who caused the outbreak. If I remember correctly, you said that your sister is still somewhere in town. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. It is possible, is it not, that she was the one who brought the disease into our town? Would you like to look for her? I'll devote all of my time to this. You mean all of your spare time? Do you not realise how precarious your position is still? You've been cleared in my eyes, but people, both the commoners and the bound, will require another piece of evidence. Saved that one, didn't I? What more evidence do they need, and how much of it? We shall see. Tonight Katerina and I are going to talk about you. Tomorrow we shall state our will to you. And if everything turns out well, tomorrow you may already be helping me restore justice and mete out retribution. What destiny Katerina foresees for you I cannot tell. In the meantime, rest. Take the small bedroom upstairs. Good night to you. An unquiet one, though it may be. Rest seems like a good idea right now. Nothing else on my plate, so why the fuck not? Oh, that's why I could loot this, because this is technically my storage space. Interesting. So when they said about being able to rob people's houses, they were just lying earlier, I guess. The game just doing that thing where it just tells you stuff wrong, because it's funny, I guess. Oh, far 4 hours gets me. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's just I have things to do, you know. I can't be wasting time. Wait, what time is it? I'll work it out eventually. Oh shit, for some reason I thought it was midnight. It's still very early on in day one, holy shit. I guess I saw that, like, I went to sleep at 12 and I for some reason thought that was the time I was going to be waking up. I might just go back and sleep a bit more then. I don't really know what else I can do right now. Because the issue is I can't buy the stuff I need because I don't have any money. So the shops are fucking useless to me right now. Unless, did I get... No, I didn't get any for doing the mission. The mission. Sleep another 2 hours. Really sort that exhaustion out. Right, we should have until early morning tomorrow before exhaustion becomes an issue again. So let's see what we can achieve in that time. Don't know why I spoke to that guy. I knew he was of no use to me. We need to go do a bit of a tour of the bins, I think. Didn't really take full advantage of the sheer amount of bins in the stone yard. I probably should have done while I was over there, but I was kind of rushing to get stuff done, even though I quite clearly did not need to rush. I guess I could go and introduce myself to the bound. My bound, specifically. Yulia and Lara are both people with money who might have quests for me. And Aspety's just honestly probably the most interesting character in the game, so it's just cool to talk to her. I'm trying to think who else is on my list. Bad Grief, the foreman. Got one more that I'm forgetting? I know I could just open my list and look, but This is a fun memory game I'm playing with myself instead. You didn't hear me just say I'm playing with myself. It's lies and slander. Misleading half-truths. Was that it? The Sabarovs, Yulia, Lara, Aspity, Bad Grief, the foreman. I'll save you, fair maiden. Or not, I guess. The fuck? Why can I not hit this dude? Oh. Why did my reputation go down? What is happening? Why do you not have bandages? Did my reputation go... No, I was going to say, did my reputation go down because I looted the corpse, but it definitely wasn't that. 100% wasn't that. It was before I looted it, right? At least the guy didn't attack me, I suppose. Be thankful for that. Spitty, you creepy little bitch, what's going on?
Shabnaka deer is tracing the streets like bacteria in a vein.
Psst. For a moment there, I thought I was suddenly in front of a mirror. You have the same bottomless eyes as me. That's because you and I are flesh of the same mother's flesh. Are you calling yourself my sister? I call myself Saba Otun. The children of Bodo call me Saba Uspte. Don't know what any of that means. With the locals here, we have already corrupted to Aspity. Ah, Uspte. Okay, yeah. What's your name? Phew, so you're not the one I almost thought you were. My name's Clara, but you can call me the Harbinger. Clara? But just ignore the thing about calling you the Harbinger, because that was weird. Doesn't ring true. The name would better suit some holy martyr than a spawn of deities ingrown in time. I'm not the spawn of evil. If that's the price of your kinship, then so much for sisters, Aspity.
It's better not to ask. Silence is golden.
Have you forgotten something? We've just discussed all there was to discuss. I don't remember that. When was it? Just now, really? You know, everyone thinks they've already spoken to me, but they very clearly have not, although they very clearly have also. Diverging timelines and shit, I don't know. Yeah, I guess Lara and Yulia are my best bet of finding anything to do that will profit me in any way today, but honestly, I'm not convinced I'll find anything I can do to profit me in any real way today, which is gonna suck. Because I'm gonna have to buy food at some point. Like, food isn't something you can just easily come across in this game. It doesn't just appear, you know? You have to really fight for it. Did I not loot that? I did, cool. You may have noticed my fucking finally. My hunger levels are getting a little bit out of control, and I have... The only thing I have left to eat is a nut, which will do absolutely nothing for my hunger, and is also a much more valuable trade resource, so we're gonna have to find some way of getting food on the cheap. Preferably within the next sort of 20-30 minutes of gameplay, before it becomes a real issue. Because this isn't going to be just like a single piece of fish sort of deal. I'm going to need quite a lot of food in order to get my hunger under control. It's possible that like I'll get like an allowance or something from the Sabarovs. Because otherwise this game is going to be exceptionally punishing even by pathologic standards, since I just don't really have any real way of getting money. Aside from murder, obviously, but it seems like my reputation's going to be fragile at the best of times, and if you drop your reputation too low, then you also can't buy food, so it's all a little bit nightmarish. Welcome to Pathologic. There's another drunk up ahead. Also, this place is just like bin central. Which is currently only really providing me water bottles, but who knows, maybe I'll stumble across something slightly more useful. Hello. Thank you. Very disappointing turnout. Got enough for one more bandage, so that's something. Just because I'm starving to death doesn't mean I can't survive just by spamming bandages. What are you looking at? Creepy ass kid. Think I've looted these ones already? Nope, definitely have not looted these ones already. Finally, we have some profit. We have a razor blade. And a sewing needle, which is also incredibly valuable. The razor blade, though, we can possibly use straight away. If this guy's got anything worthwhile. He has nothing, full stop. Neither does he. Cool. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you very much. Be on your way. Right, fairly good for medical supplies for a bit, I think. Relatively. Ish. At least it'll last me a couple days. Food is the much more pressing issue. I know we can drink water to relieve hunger. It puts something else up, either exhaustion or infection. I can't remember exactly what. So it's not an ideal method, but you know, worst comes to the worst. Water is apparently quite abundant right now. Immortel wasn't one of mine, was he? He was a bachelor guy, so there's no point stopping in here. Big Marky Mark. Ooh, yeah, that's something else I want to investigate. Not yet, apparently, but at some point I'm assuming this is going to become a thing for Clara. Because I'm sure the weird rat in the sewers, which is just another pretty serious question mark hanging over this video game in my head, was inextricably tied to Clara in some way, so looking forward to following that up. Hopefully, in a few days' time, hopefully. It's not going to be like either A, really late in the campaign, so I'll just be confused by it for fucking ever, or B, like a completely optional thing that I miss. Because I want to know what the hell the deal with that rat was. Literally found him once in the Harrispex' campaign and was just like, what is this? Why is there just a prince of rats just hanging out in the sewer, just speaking probably no more cryptically than anyone else, but, you know, cryptically enough. There's enough cryptosity to go around in this game. Like they're all taught it from an early age, you know. In the town school, they just they learn their ABCs and then are immediately told never to speak directly. Only communicate in metaphor. I don't know why I traded with that guy. I have already used up all my trade resources. I've clocked a drunk though. Pretty excited about this. Pretty excited about a drunk. Hello. I was wrong to be excited. I was a fool the whole time. Maybe my good friend Lara will provide some thrilling insight into what's going on. Hello.
Clemency is born not of virtue, but rather of fear.
I've never seen you before. Who have you come to visit? You, I suppose, are Lara Ravel, right?
It's nice to see you.
Have you forgotten something we just discussed or there was to discuss? I thought you'd never seen me before. Make up your mind, woman. Fair enough. Not much to see here. Honestly, I wasn't really expecting anything. I just thought I'd do my introductions, get them out the way now, like I've got nothing else to do, and I'm doing a tour of the town for loot anyway, so might as well. I'm sure Yulia will be exactly the same. Is it Yulia or Yuria? Is it an R or an L? I actually don't remember. He's not a character who, like, played a particularly big role in either campaign. I guess Dankovsky's, she sort of made some introductions for him, sort of set him on the path a little bit, but I don't think she played a part at all in Barak's campaign. She's just like a random woman in a house in the north who you just never have any need to interact with. She's one of my bound this time, so maybe that will change. Maybe she'll be a really important, interesting character. Hello.
What?
What a serendipitous encounter. Who are you, my angelic child? My name is Clara, and you must be Yulia. The Changeling, right? I've heard a lot about you. Let's talk. I hope the cigarette smoke is no major nuisance. Well, no, because there isn't any. If there was some, it might be. For reasons quite obvious, I'd rather not open the window. Why the Changeling? Never mind, no particular reason. Do you have any business with me? I've come to get acquainted with you.
My chest seems to be filled with cotton wool.
That's nice. Have you forgotten something? Yeah, I've forgotten something, alright. I've forgotten that it's time to wrap up the video. Thanks for watching. This was a fun... I don't even know what we did today. Chatted with some people, I guess. Maybe some slightly more spicy content next time. I don't know. We'll see. I've got some lockpicks, so I might do a little bit of a breaking and entering run just to stock up on a few things. But that's for next time. For this time, I'll see you. Bye.